Hey everyone, welcome to the Fresh Start podcast. This is Stacy and I am here with Marsha. Marsha,
Yep.
say hello.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Are you ready for the holidays, Stacy?
I was going to say, can you believe it? We have made it to the end of the year.
It flew
Mm,
by. It flew by. And it's
mhm.
snowing here right now, actually, outside.
Oh, I will not be jealous. I will not be
Are
jealous.
you not a snow, but you don't like snow?
I love snow. That's why I'm telling myself I will not be jealous. I will not be jealous.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I don't know if it's gonna how much, but yeah, we're getting a little bit of snow here. I love the snow. We got our Christmas lights up. I know you had your Christmas
Hmm.
stuff up early, and yeah, just kind of getting ready. Are you staying home for the holidays?
I am. I'm going to have
Hmm.
a Florida Christmas.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. What
Does that
about
mean
you?
you're on the beach? Are you laying out on the beach on
Oh
Christmas Day?
no, no, I will be in my house with my little backyard. I have, a peanut tree. I don't know that I've ever shared that, but I
No.
have a big oak tree that has a hole in it, like one of those little, I don't know, knots or whatever.
Hmm.
And I put peanuts in it, and the squirrels and the crows come and eat out of the peanut tree.
Mm.
Every morning when I'm there, I put those out. So I'll put extra out for the little furry friends on Christmas morning and while I have coffee. And, who knows? It could be 20 degrees or it could be 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Who knows? And
Well,
just enjoy the Florida Christmas.
oh, that's good.
Mhm.
Well, we're going to be here at our home in Nashville for Christmas too. I love being here and being able to be with the grandkids a little bit. And we actually just finished taping next week's
Mhm.
episode, which will be our last episode for the year. And we taped it was us and our friend Amy. And you guys are going to want to tune in because I I needed this episode myself. And Stacy and Amy brought some really amazing tips for how to get through the holidays, the difficult parts of the holidays. And there are difficult parts for
Mhm.
everybody.
Yeah.
So y'all are going to have to check that out
And
next week.
you brought the ho ho hos and the ho ho nos.
That's right. It's our holiday version of yays or nays. So y'all are going to have to see.
Tune in.
Tune
Yes.
in. So that's great. Before we introduce our guest, I have to do a little plug. At Christmas time, God of My Girlfriend's Ministries is the one that sponsors this podcast. Sorry, can't think. And that's our women's nonprofit. And this time of the year, we do the Single Moms Christmas Blessing Fund. And it is my favorite thing we do every year. We raise money to give to single moms at Christmas because that was done to me years and years ago when I was a single mom. I had some ladies anonymously give me some money to get me through the holidays. They knew I was struggling. And it was just an amazing thing for me to feel seen and loved by these women and help me buy some Christmas presents for my boys. And so I knew that was something I wanted to do when we started God and My Girlfriend's Ministries. And so that's this thing. I think it's our sixth or seventh year to do this. And we're raising money to help these women. We are having women coming out of the woodwork this year.
Mm.
And and unfortunately having less donations so far. And so if you guys are listening and you feel like it's hard. I know everyone's like strapped for money around the end of the year, but I will say that every dime you give to this ministry for these single moms, it's 100% tax deductible. So come next April when you're doing your taxes, you're going to be thanking me. You're going to go, I'm glad I take that money off my taxes and I helped a single mom at Christmas. So it's a win-win, really. And you can go to godofmygirlfriendsministries.org to the Single Moms Christmas tab at the top and you can donate there. And if you would consider us, we would really, really appreciate it because every dime will go into the hands of a single mom and her kids. So that's
Mm.
my plug for
Wonderful
Christmas.
plug.
Yeah, yeah. And we have a
Yes.
wonderful guest today.
We
Tell us,
do. We
yeah.
do. I was so excited to learn about our guest. His name is Olaolu. Ogenyemi. And he found us, but he's like kind of this proverbial onion where he started talking with us, and there's just layers upon layers upon layers of who he is. So I'll read his bio, and then we might have a couple quick things to say. But Olaolu, he is a current U.S. Marine officer, and he is an award-winning author. And he has founded an organization called Parent Child Connect, which empowers parents, educators, and mentors to bridge the gap with the next generation. And he gives strategies around how to do that. He is a children's book author, and he just authored a book called Crow from the Shadow, which earned critical acclaim. And that introduced families to how they can have good conversations and healthy conversations around emotions and choices and self-worth. He has also contributed to Forbes. He has a whole set of work out on YouVersion too. So if you're a YouVersion user, he's got a lot of Bible plans out there. He's also contributed to Military Families Magazine on topics from fatherhood to empathy and discipline. So we just enjoyed our conversation with him. He's absolutely vibrant and just loves, he's passionate about life and what he does. And I just enjoyed our time with him.
Yeah, he was great. I found myself smiling the whole interview because he's
Mm-hmm.
just so positive and so fun. And I know you guys are going to love this conversation, and we'll be inspired. So y'all stick
Yes.
around, and we will
Stick around.
be right back.
All right.
Welcome, Olaolu. We are so happy to have you here on the Fresh Start podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I've been looking forward to it, so I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Well, we've had to reschedule a couple of times, and you've been so gracious with us. So we thank you. Life is crazy right now, a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a crazy world to be in right now, but I'm grateful to be alive and be able to talk about anything that we're talking about on top of this earth. My papa used to say, "I'm glad that to be on top of the earth and the earth not on top of me." So
I,
I'll take it all day.
that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Well, just for our listeners, as we get started, would you tell them a little bit about yourself, like where you live, you have a family, just put yourself in time and space for us.
Absolutely. So I'm Olaolu Ogunyemi. I grew up from Ruston, Louisiana. I was a fifth of six children, so I'm in a very large family. So family and community is everything to me. I graduated with a degree in computer information systems from Grambling State University, and then from there I commissioned as an officer in the United States Marine Corps, which has had me around the world. And currently I'm in Stafford, Virginia. I have a wife and three kids. I have a 6-year-old girl, 11-year-old boy, and a 6-year-old girl. So my hands are always full at all times.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
and yeah, so I've been enjoying being in the Marine Corps for let's see, for about 13 years now, I guess. And it's been a really awesome opportunity. Met some phenomenal people. I've had some unique things that I've been able to do. So I don't have anything negative to say, only positive things. And I promise I'm not recruiting you guys, but if you want to join, I'm sure there's a recruiter out there that'll help. They'll
I
call you.
think we're a little past the age limit, but thank you so
Unfortunately,
much.
yeah. I come from a half Navy, half Army family. So it was always fun when my dad, who was a retired Army colonel, and his brother, who is still alive and was a captain in the Navy, they would put bumper stickers on each other's cars, like around holidays, fly Army, fly Navy. Whole family of aviators, but split right down the middle.
That's amazing. Because I always thought about flying, but I never could get behind it. I was like, you know what? I would much rather just walk and drive on the ground. That's where I like to be.
Yes. Well, I was just excited to meet you because as I have been digging into what you do, you have like so many layers. You're like an onion. So I love that. You just bring so much. And one of the things that I didn't find until later was your book writing. So I'd just love to hear a little bit about how, with all of those, we talk about fresh starts. So you've had a lot of fresh starts, a lot of fresh things that you do. What's a common thread that holds all of that together?
Yeah, so first of all, I have to acknowledge your Shrek reference for those who didn't know. Yes, I do have layers. But first, I do appreciate that question because the thread that holds it all together for me is having a supportive family. Because I could not do what I do without having a supportive family. There's times when I'm deployed, and while in that break between working and trying to make sure with family, that's when I have time to write. But I'm only able to do that because my wife is here taking care of the children and keeping everything going. So that's the first thing, having a supportive system. And the next thing is having a system in place that allows you to do these things. Because a lot of people ask, like, how do you have time for it? But it's because I started a while ago budgeting my time the same way we talk about budgeting money. And so I decided to say, I'm going to do a zero-based budgeting for my time. And so I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what I'm going to do from this time to this time. And if I start going over on that time, I'm like rushing, standing up on the computer. It's like, oh, nope, it's time for you to move on to the next thing. It's time to work out, or it's time to read, or whatever that activity is. So I would say you have to establish a system that allows you to do the things over and over. And from there, the rest is history. It starts to rebuild more and more. And that's how I believe I was able to do it. Number one, a support system. And then number two, having a system in place that allows me to do these things.
You sound very disciplined. I need a little bit of your discipline.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, if you read the book Atomic Habits, I think that's probably one of the best things,
Mm.
best books that I've ever read. And it talks about those kind of habits and finding a way to do that. And really finding a way. One of my favorite parts of the book is finding ways to tell your brain that this activity is over and moving on. Because I needed that.
Mm.
Because I'm an idea guy. And if you just leave me to it, I can come up with probably a million ideas a day and just sit there and just all day long I'll walk around and just come up with all these ideas of how I'm going to be a multi-billionaire by the end and take over the world. But in reality, you have to make sure that you're doing these things and establishing these habits to move from place to place. So that discipline is something that I try to work every single day. It really it's intentional for me. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to do it. I promise.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, what, why children's books? Why did you decide to, like, when did you, in all of your, you're in the Marines, you're obviously you've got a lot of things going. When did you decide, okay, I think I'm going to write some children's books in
Yeah. So
in my spare time?
ironically, I decided I was going to write it when I was stuck in traffic on the five, and when I was in San Diego. But one of the things that I realized, and we're talking about a fresh start today, and I was a young parent. So I graduated from college. I was 22 years old, married with a 3-year-old. And so I became a parent at a very early age. And one of the things that I had to learn is how to connect with my daughter, because I told you I'm a fifth of six children. But my two older sisters are 14 and 12 years older than me. And then you have the brothers who are like very close in age, like 2 years apart. And so we just constantly clash. And then, when we're done, we're over it. We move on. That didn't work for my daughter. That wasn't even close to how life worked in my daughter's world. And I wanted to provide her everything and be the best father that I could be for her. And so I started thinking about how can I do that? And I remember my mom sitting down with us and reading books and working through these things. And so I was like, man, why don't I sit down and start reading books with him? And that became, well, why don't I write a book? I have an idea of a book, and I'm sitting in traffic. I turn the music off, and I recommend this because again, we're talking about fresh starts and having these habits. I always recommend every once in a while turning off the music and allowing your brain to wander. Please pay attention to the road though, because we have too many people that are wandering and not paying attention. But allow your brain to wander as you think through these things and try to identify, okay, what am I going to do? And how am I going to put this idea into practice? And so that's how it happened. I started working through it, and then eventually I decided I was going to actually publish it. I initially was going to do it for my family and just have something with me and my children. But then I realized there's other dads out there and other moms like me who just want to connect with their children. So I wanted to write a book with continue the conversation questions in the back, fun facts about crows and things of that nature, so that children and parents could sit down and have a moment together. And I was like, if I can be a part of a moment for children and parents, I would love to do that. And I believe that's really why. And I know the Marine Corps, it's almost strange. And I remember seeing somebody and they looked at me and they're like, you wrote a children's book? And they were so confused. I went through the entire spiel of how I wrote a children's book or why I did a workshop and they're like, you wrote a children's book? And so I know it's not a typical Marine thing to do. But the other thing I'm trying to teach when I go back home, I tell the kids back home when I'm talking to them is, man, you can be whatever you put your mind to. And so don't ever put yourself in a box to say, well, this is the or this is the profession I chose, and I'm just going to stick with that. No, if you want to go do something else on the side, or you want to do something else entirely, go do it. Start over. Do what you need to do to pursue your dreams, because the only person that can stop you is you.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Well, this is I got the book because Amazon you can have it almost immediately.
And behind you is all three of your book covers. I see that. If people
They
are
are.
watching on YouTube, you can see his books back there.
So it's not just a kid's book, though, I would say. It's definitely a book that has a message for adults too. So I imagine reading this book to a child, the adults also taking in a really kind of a deep message about the inner critic voice and how we stop ourselves from maybe taking risks, doing new
Yeah, absolutely.
things.
And I
So
love that you brought that out. That's amazing. Thank you.
yeah, well, I mean, I'm like, wow, he's speaking to me and my inner critic. Yeah, your books have taken on some legs. So, what kind of experience has that been for you
Yeah,
to,
so oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, just go ahead. Yeah. What's the experience been like for you?
Yeah, so for me, it's been amazing because my children's books have given me the access is what I didn't expect right off the bat. I should have known it, but it's given me access to young children and families to work alongside them. And you were talking about parents learning. One of the things that one of the mothers reached out to me, and this is within the first like 6 months of launching the book. One of the questions in the back is, what is the shadow for you, or who is the shadow for you? It's just phrased as trying to help the child identify the shadow. And the hard truth for a mom who reached out to me is the child looked at their mom and said, "Mom, you're my shadow." And the mom sat back in her chair, and initially she thought, well, he doesn't understand the story. So she asked him again in another way, and he said, "No, you are my shadow. You stop me from doing things." And I'm not talking about in a positive way. It's that you're trying to protect me and you don't allow me to do these things. And it was amazing to hear her talk about that from a 6-year-old to the mom. And I thought that that was such an important conversation to have because the mom was just trying to protect her child. She was trying to do the best she could.